Following breaking news tonight, a young girl is safe after going missing for nearly 3 years. She was found in a secret compartment underneath stairs in a home in Ulster County.
She was reported missing out of Tompkins County in July of 2019 and found just yesterday more than 150 miles away in Syracuse. At the time of her disappearance, investigators believe then 4-year-old Paislee Shultis was abducted by her non-custodial parents, Kimberly Cooper and Kirk Shultis Jr. Tonight, Cooper and Shultis face charges in the girl's disappearance.
CBS 6's Heather Kovar is live in Syracuse tonight. Heather, the story of how the girl disappeared and how she was found is pretty remarkable.
Yes, and police say that it was a little more than an hour into the search of this home that you see right here behind me when they found the girl. They tell me that she was in a makeshift room under a closed staircase leading to the basement. Police say after they removed those steps, that's when they found the girl, as well as her alleged abductor, Kimberly Cooper. Here are pictures of that space where they were hiding. Police describe it a dark and wet enclosure. Syracuse police say they got a search warrant after receiving information that the child was being held and hidden at this home on Fawn Road. Along with state police, Syracuse police say they went to the home and the owner denied any knowledge of the girl since hearing she disappeared in 2019. During the search, a detective noticed something odd about the steps. That's when police say he shined a light through a crack in the steps and saw a blanket. Once Paislee was found, police say she was examined by paramedics and that she's in good health.
When this family was living up in Spencer, New York, there was some sort of a custody issue where both Kirk Shultis Jr. and Kimberly Cooper lost custody of their 2 children, one of them being Paislee. And family had believed at the time in 2019 when the family lost custody and they disappeared that they had come here to Syracuse because Kirk Shultis Sr. lives here in Syracuse, and that's the grandfather of Paislee.
And right now, those 3 people are facing charges: Kimberly Cooper, Kirk Shultis Jr., and his father, Kirk Shultis Sr. Police say the child was turned over to her legal guardian, and she was also reunited with her sister. They say this investigation is ongoing, and police say that more arrests are pending.
Matt, after receiving a tip from a source, police found a little girl who was abducted in 2019 from her trailer home in Spencer. She was in a hidden chamber underneath a staircase.
6-year-old Paislee Shultis back with her legal guardian Tuesday night, discovered after an hour-long search by police. But it comes at the end of a 2-year saga. Syracuse police chief says they've talked to family before, but never got far.
We interviewed Kirk Shultis Sr. at the time and other family members, and they denied any knowledge of the child's whereabouts.
In 2019, then 4-year-old Paislee was last seen with her biological parents. Police first suspected those parents, who don't have custody, abducted her.
It appears now that Kirk Shultis Jr. Knew all along where the child was, and of course where Kimberly was at his father's house, and he was there as well.
On Monday night, police got a new lead that changed how they could follow up those suspicions that the biological parents and grandfather were involved.
Yesterday, we had an individual who got involved and came here with information that we were able to corroborate, and that's what's really important.
A search warrant let them inside the grandfather's house. A detective flashed a light at the staircase he found suspicious and noticed a blanket between the spaces of the wooden steps. Steps removed, he saw a little girl's feet. Under that blanket was Paislee and her abductor, her biological mother, Kimberly Cooper, hiding in a cold, wet, hidden chamber.
My granddaughter's been in the house several times for parties and stuff, and I'm just shocked because they always seem friendly and nice.
Well, I had no idea, no clue. I've never seen a child out there.
Paislee is now safe. Her biological mother, father, and paternal grandfather are all in custody and are being charged with custodial interference and child endangerment. They have all been ordered to stay away from Paislee and her legal guardian.
Syracuse city leaders responding to protests last week demanding more safety precautions on Syracuse's south side.
Hundreds of people from more than 100 businesses gathered at City Hall last Friday.
More police, more patrol! More police, more patrol!
For 10 hours, demonstrators gathered to express their frustration with a rise in robberies and break-ins at their businesses. Those business owners standing in solidarity with the family of Raouf Musharraf, who was shot and killed while working at the Blue Star gas station on South Salina Street last month. Those business owners are demanding more police patrols and more action from City Hall to curb crime.
Our Connor White is live in Syracuse tonight after asking local leaders what can be done to improve safety. Connor, what'd you find out?
Well, Matt and Megan, this space is empty this evening, but last Friday it was filled with people demanding better police protection inside City Hall. Syracuse Mayor Ben Walsh says they are working on hiring more officers, turning to the community for help.
More police, more patrol!
Facing constant break-ins, business owners, many from the Islamic community, made their voices heard Friday. How did you react to seeing so many people in the city coming to your front door to demand what seemed like basic protections from City Hall and Syracuse police?
So we've been in contact with a number of business owners, including business owners from the local Muslim community. We've opened up a really important dialogue, I think.
Syracuse Mayor Ben Walsh says the city is working with business owners to make neighborhoods safer.
So we're trying to use the resources that we have to address them. But like every other challenge, we can't do it alone.
The chief says over 30 Syracuse police officers resigned in 2021, and the department says they are currently about 50 officers short of being fully staffed. Mayor Walsh says it means they don't have the numbers to add more patrols or satellite stations in neighborhoods that might need it.
We are literally doing everything in our power to get police staffing at a sufficient level, but it's not there now.
The city's police budget hasn't changed since 2020. Last year, agreeing to a new $8.5 million contract with the police union, including bonus incentives for officers that remain on the job.
I want to make sure we compensate our officers fairly.
Common Councilor Chol Majoke, chair of public safety, says he's open to increasing officer pay while advocating for community-based solutions to curb violence, hoping to avoid a repeat of this scene.
What I see in those images and in the protests is pain.
Pain that Councilor Majoke says that he feels personally as a fellow immigrant in a city whose mantra is Syracuse welcomes you. In response to the protests that were here last week, Syracuse police are hosting an information session tomorrow night at the Islamic Society of Central New York to tell people how they themselves can become Syracuse police officers. We have details about that on CNYCentral.com.